Hey friends, and welcome back to Path of Exile for our day 1 update video. Yesterday we went pretty hard messing around with the build, and we're all the way into the end of Act 10. All we have left there is to fight Kitava and move on into maps, but we're going to take a pause right there to go heisting because our gear is terrible. So let's talk about what we did yesterday. So we started out with our Corrupting Cry Elementalist plan, but we have since changed out of that, and the new bladefall of Charthus is the reason. So, the way the new bladefall of Charthus works is the way I actually thought it would work. It is a maintained cost, so once you activate it, it will keep going until you cannot pay the cost anymore, kind of like the way RF does. So right now, I have it set up just as a constant thing that goes on. Now, what we've done is we've converted into a Corrupting Fever build. Now, this is going to cost us some damage in the early scaling, but it's really cool because we went from a Corrupting Cry build that has to click a button every time we see a pack to a 100% zero button build. And the way we do this is Corrupting Fever has the maintenance cost of the duration of the buff is refreshed after you spend so much life, and then we've attached Life Tap to Blade of Charthus. Now, Blade of Charthus' cost seems to be linked to mana explicitly, so if you do the life cost conversion, it doesn't cost 15% of life, it costs 15% of mana as life. So rather than having a huge life cost, I have a pretty manageable one for the amount of mana that I am going to have. So we have Blade of Charthus and increased AoE and Life Tap. Now, later on, I want to include some Blade Blast in here. I'm probably just going to link a level 1 Blade Blast to a level 1 caster damage taken, and we'll see how that treats us. Something I did want to cover is Kitavas Thirst. Now, Kitavas Thirst does not seem to work with Bladefall of Charthus at all, and I think the reason for that is Kitavas Thirst is specifically for upfront costs or triggers. Blade of Charthus pretty specifically does not trigger. It is a maintained cost. It is also not an upfront cost, it is a maintained cost. So let's take off Life Tap, take out Blade of Charthus so we can reset it, and then add Brutality to Bladefall of Charthus. Now, our Bladefall of Charthus has a 58.7 mana cost per second, with a 10% life cost per second. So, in theory, every 2 seconds we should have a chance to trigger whatever is in Kitavas Thirst. We're going to put Blade Blast in there, just to see if it goes off, and you can see it right here. And so, we're going to go ahead and activate Bladefall, and you can see as it goes that we are not triggering Blade Blast at all. So despite having a 62.1 mana cost per second, we're not triggering Kitavas Thirst at all. There is a chance that increasing the cost of Bladefall up above 100 mana cost per second could impact this. I doubt it. I really doubt it. But there is a chance. So that's worth testing, but I really doubt it's going to work. So for now, we're going to stick with our plan of making a 0-button Corrupting Fever build and moving on. The other things we did yesterday is once we realized how awesome Bladefall of Charthus felt, we went ahead and activated... Alright, so you can also see here that Corrupting Fever buff never goes down. I forgot to do that. Yeah, so once we realized that we were going to convert entirely into Corrupting Fever, I went ahead and took a look on trade to see if I could find a replica Dragon Fangs for Corrupting Fever, and saw one up for 30 Chaos. So I happened to have 30 Chaos because of the Mercenaries that we'd been fighting all throughout the campaign. One of them dropped a div card for the Inspired Learning Gem, and I sold that for 25C, and then I had 5C from just regular Mercenaries, and so we bought Dragon Fang's Flight for 30 Chaos, which is a steal. I think in the end, we're probably going to switch this out for something like Ashes of the Stars, but this is what we're going to start with. And then, I think that's it. Oh, one more thing that we bought. We have quite a few Chaos. Once more, don't skip your mercenaries. They are dangerous, but they are also pretty good loot throughout the campaign. So we have Deafening Essence of Fear. The way we got this is I just put up a buy order last night before I went to sleep and said, hey, I want a Deafening Essence of Fear for 3 chaos, and figured somebody would probably bite. But we now have a single Deafening Essence of Fear, which is all we need. So once we get a war staff that we want to mess with, or a staff that we want to mess with, we're just going to slam Deafening Essence of Fear on it. And almost no matter what happens, a 123% increased damage staff is just fine by me. So that is something we will do later, but again, we really need to fix our gear. Now, most of our gear is fine. Our resistances aren't the worst. Our fire res needs some help. Chaos res needs a lot of help. But the real problem is the amount of armor that we have. So even with determination on, we're sitting at 4,000 armor. Now, I think a lot of this is due to just our gear overall isn't great. But our chest piece has a lot to do with that. So ideally what we're going to be looking for in Heist today is an armor ES hybrid base with a nice amount of defense on it. And so that's what we're going to be going for. And I think that covers it for our plans today. So yeah, Heist until we get some nice gear, and then back to finish the campaign and go into maps. Now, another thing that we did is we switched out our plans a little bit. We didn't go Bringer of Ruin right away. We might not go Bringer of Ruin at all. We did go Liege of the Primordial and then immediately into Shaper of Storms. So Shaper of Storms gives us a 27.5% increased damage taken on our enemies. And the way it does this is there's the 25% base and then the 10% increased right over here. And then Bladefall of Charthus, it's constantly. So we pretty much have that up all the time, no matter what. And it's pretty awesome. So here's a real quick look at what the build is doing. Let's see, do we have life tap on? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Where's our, okay, we're missing a bunch of our golems. There's our flame golem, and there is our stone golem. Much better. Yeah, this is basically how the build operates. We're getting a single corrupted blood stack on most of these, and we're just going through. Now, I do want to get something like Leap Slam going, just to make traversal a lot easier. Or phasing would really work. But yeah, so far feeling really nice, and I'm really enjoying it. If we get a Blade Blast incorporated, what we can do is set Blade Blast up as a caster damage taken, level 1, and then hopefully that will double up on the hits that we're generating on a lot of the packs. And I think that covers it for my plans. So yeah, let me know what you think of what we've done so far in the comments below. Also, let me know how your league start is going. Hopefully it's going just as well as mine is. And yeah, I'll be live in just a little while. So if you want to come check out how the build is progressing, you can head over to Twitch. Description has the link to my Twitch page, or you can be here on YouTube as I stream to both. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.